because everything is said already. Because Tuli, what can I say about Tuli? Tuli was a
anarchist,
a poet, and he was a singer, and he was a lover, and he was a magician, and he was a friend, and he was a pain in the ass, and he was a delight to all who knew him, and he was everybody's lover. And if there's anybody here who isn't Tuli's lover, they should get out right now. Because Tuli is everybody's lover, and he inspires us forever and always will, and he will inspire the art forever. Long after we're all gone and met him in heaven, he'll be pushing the depth of the reality, of the joy of it, of the reality, of the fuck of it, because Tuli was a great fucker, and a great angel, and a great masturbator, and a great lover, and we love him, and we don't dare miss him, because he's right here, and we'll be with him forever.
And it's called In Search of the Radical Time Past. I do vividly remember Tuli selling books and cartoons on Spring Street, Tuli getting naked on the rooftops, reading with Tuli, my Soho Boho guru, Tuli turning poems into revolution songs, sarcastic, anarchic, Pacific poet on the spot, full-time beatnik, stand-up hobo bohemian. Tuli knew how to kiss the radical mind, how to fuck with the rebellious mind. Teach Yourself Fucking, his latest book. Tuli turned absurd cliché into lotuses. He taught his Russian slippers rhythmical dance. We all crashed with him that gravitational twirl, jumping secretly off the Manhattan Bridge. Tuli scribbling and drawing anarchy cartoons while Fox was spreading the virus of freedom for more than half of the century. Tuli singing, Tuli vocalizing, Tuli chanting, Tuli asking questions on cable TV, Tuli writing 53 poetry books, Tuli omnipresent in my memory. Tuli has kissed the hippie sky. Thank you. I'm Valery Oisteanu.
Miss Tuli, I keep talking and talking and talking and nobody answers back. And I don't have the intelligence to have that part of the conversation. The rebound to me. As many of you know, I'm not too good at the real world. I spent most of my adult life in Soho. It was on the streets. And Tuli was next door, at least across the street. I always never understood what Soho was about, because I didn't understand how Alex Katz was an artist and Tuli wasn't. I thought it was Michigan, it was that. So for many years, I tried to get Tuli to do some kind of abstraction. So he would be more like an artist. Little did I know, he thought the CIA invented abstraction. But I did manage to get him to do a limited edition of my poems and his art. And he signed it. Very reluctantly, but he did sign it. So I got that historical perspective. When he was dying, and we all went to the loft, week after week, day after day, trudged up the steps, try to make conversation. He did his last book with Thelma. It was a book of proverbs, free verbs, backwards, and he gave it out to everybody. And I got the book, I took it home, and And there on the last page, he had signed the book. He'd accepted, at least my idea of what an artist was. And now, can I see this? This is, Steve told me to do Yiddish shtick in a charming way. So since I'm the Yiddish shtick person, and I did find this encryption. If this were the world, Tuli, you'd be the Rebbe, and I'd be the student. You'd be the artiste, and I'd be the peddler. You'll eat honey, I'll eat locusts. You talk of paradise or the commune. I talk of the wall or the price of herring. Shlemiel, shlemazel. If this were the world would be good, and the world wouldn't exist. Morn, noon, night, broken, nada, broker. Thank you.
The best defense is to kill everyone. As if the children in Afghanistan are not our children, as if the marches hadn't already happened, as if we are not echoing Vietnam and Nagasaki, as if we can escape our own brutality, as if the Israelites weren't fleeing to Jerusalem, as if the world weren't coming to an end, as if meditation were the answer, or medication or mediation, as if living simply were the answer, or singing or worshiping Buddha, as if our offspring were not all stunted by the fastidious blends and byproducts of last century's karma, as if battered women and child abuse were really another issue, as if the war at home and the war abroad were separate, disconnected entities, as if changing the TV channel could erase the truth about our complicity in the destruction of the planet, as if the Israelis are not our children, as if the Palestinians are not our children, as if the Rwandans are not our children, as if the Albanians are not our children, as if the Serbians are not our children, as if the elderly are not our children, as if the homeless are not our children, as if we can avoid each other on Earth by living in cyberspace, as if email could replace the human connection, as if we could love one another and not go crazy, as if we could love one another and not go crazy, as if we could love one another and not go crazy, as if life is not relentless, as if we could ever be in paradise again, as if the war in Afghanistan will give the president higher ratings, as if the cartoons were any less violent, as if bin Laden is only bloodthirsty, territorial, and savage, as if the president is only bloodthirsty, territorial, and savage, as if we are all not bloodthirsty, territorial, and savage. As if we could flee to Jerusalem. As if there is a Jerusalem. As if the commencement of the Gulf War on Martin Luther King's birthday was not a total measure of American racism and totally in keeping with everything else. As if the gunning down of Diallo and the brutal rape of Louima were not also totally in keeping with everything else. As if penetration of the enemy were not a male activity. As if the president was a nice man. As if the media ever really told the truth. As if